My guess is 2JZ, Supermotor.
What's a 2JZ?
It's the engine
God.
that's in the Mark IV Supra.
I'm not a car guy, I guess.
Well, Sam,
I was like-
get some headlights up
I was
here
gonna
so
say-
he can feel good about himself.
I was gonna be like Supra. You guys are like saying what pistons
engine
are in the
code.
engine.
Hey, so welcome back to another episode of In the Driver's Seat with ABS. Last time you saw us and listened to us, we were talking about Pebble Beach, and now we're getting into the thick of things. Our MotorWeek is 2 weeks away, so we have a lot of things going on. We just did the changeover in the museum from our land yacht exhibit to our Youngtimers exhibit, which I know you guys had a big part in, me as well, and we're really getting excited for MotorWeek. I think this is our third year, so all of us have done the 2 previous MotorWeeks, and we have a lot of responsibilities, and we're very excited for it. But let's hear about the Youngtimers exhibit.
Well, first of all, I mean, we've almost reached 250 followers on Instagram, so we've decided to really upgrade and get
Got these
Yeah, we
mics,
got
baby.
microphones.
Podcast mics.
So I think we're getting really official here. So
Well, if
see
you
how
want
it
to
comes
follow
out.
us on Instagram, we'll put the handle right here.
We're doing a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff on Instagram right now. So me and Sean recently were picking up cars for the Youngtimers exhibition.
Yeah, the 928 and the NSX.
We were at the same gas pump twice in a day. We gave
yeah.
Shell a nice $350 donation for a couple diesel fill-ups.
My regular pump 6.
Yep,
It's
pump
my
6,
regular
baby.
spot.
All right, Sean, what are we doing?
Round 2, baby.
Speaking of Youngtimers, what kind of cars do we have in the museum exhibit right now?
We've got a great group of 80s, 90s, 2000s stuff in there right now. So one of my favorites, which I didn't expect to be a favorite, was our Motorsport member Steve Lang's Miata.
Oh, the Miata, yeah.
So I
Which you drove.
I know, and it's funny. I asked Sean. Sean's got a good relationship with Steve. I asked Sean to call Steve, make sure it's okay. We drive the car over, and Steve was kind of like looking at us like, "What do you mean? Like, of course. Like, don't
Yeah, it's
trailer
cool.
it. It's supposed to
He's
be
like,
driven."
Don't call
cool.
me either.
Yeah,
Just drive it.
like, stop bothering me. So
no, it was funny.
the thing's got like 25,000 miles on it. And
Yeah.
I
It's
was
mint.
lucky enough to drive it from Park Place to the museum, which, if you don't know, is like a 15-minute drive. And it was seriously like one of the top 5 best cars I've ever driven in my life. Like, it's exactly how a sports car should feel. And I said that, and I think Sean said to me, like, wow, your life must suck. Like, it must really not be that great of a life. It's like, no, really.
No. I
Oh,
was
it's
kidding.
like-
And after reading about it, a really, like, a lengthy amount, obviously putting the exhibition together with David, you know, the chassis is designed in a certain way, and the gear shift was really, or the transmission was designed to give you the most precise gear shift possible. And the clutch is just easy to use, and it's predictable. And everything about it is just rear-wheel drive, front-engine
Yeah.
sports car. It is so good.
Perfect for our environment.
So
here,
when
too.
you walk in the museum, that's the first car you see. Of
Yeah.
course, with the matching hardtop. That's
Yes, you
flawless.
have to.
That's
that
the
I
option
can
you want.
that
on
I
those
can
cars.
mention doesn't creak, rattle, or squeak at
Yeah.
all.
And
It's like a brand new car.
The story behind that car is really cool, too.
Oh, yeah.
You know you probably more than me researching
Yeah.
it, but it's like one of the first cars in the country. One of the first Miatas.
It was a
in the-
Mazda executive.
It was an engineer executive.
Yep.
Steve can give us a story, but it was one of the very first ones.
Yeah.
So it's
And he was living in California somewhere, and he was neighbors with this family, and struck up a conversation, and they happened to be selling it. Steve said, well, I'll take it.
Yeah, that's
And that's
cool.
how it happened. It was just like
That's
that
cool.
simple. So it's a really great car. Right when you walk in, you get a great look at it. Unless you're taller than me, then you look right over it at the other cars in the room.
You and I.
Yeah, you and I.
I found it's funny when I wasn't part of curating it, but we were all talking about the cars that were part of the exhibition, and it's funny that you kind of like forget about cars, and now that the cars are in, I think this happens with every exhibit. It's
Well,
like,
you shoulda
we
had
should
this, or
have
you
no,
shoulda had
even
this.
myself, it's like, we should have put this car, we should have put that car, and it's funny to think about the
Yeah.
cars, like our SRT truck too.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
well,
it's just,
that I think we should have had a Honda S2000.
Listen, if you work for a lift company that does post lifts or
No,
any
it
sort of
just-
lifts,
hang
we're
an
looking for a
S2000
sponsor. I
upside
need
down.
10 lifts in the museum. We'd have much more cars. We'd be able to fit. It's the same thing with every show. We could have had an S2000, but we've got an NSX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
it's
think
kinda,
that-
you got to pick one.
I think
Yeah,
that goes into
NSX
it
is
goes
better.
to show what goes into each one of our shows too. Is we're all, a lot of the people involved in the museum are very, from our chairman to Donald to
Mhm.
David to us three, everyone has an opinion on cars and what should be where, and we're always, you know, kind of like, well, why don't we have this? We need this. We need this. And it's funny to see what lands in the museum because we all really kind of push for certain things to be there.
This is a great conversation because I was just going to say the same thing, and that you walk in the museum and there are 21 objects, including the 4 motorcycles, and every corner is totally different. And the Youngtimers generation, the Radwood generation, whatever you want to call it, is encompassing a time period. So there's no set grouping of cars. No one said the Dodge Ram SRT10 isn't a Youngtimers car. Of course it is. I said so. You know, it fits in the same time bracket, and it's appreciating in value, and people love it. But we've got the Saab 900 Turbo in there. People don't think about that quickly about a Youngtimers car, but it is.
And then they see it, and they're like, yep.
That's it. That's
it's also a rare color, and it's a stick.
Rare color, Monte Carlo yellow, 1 year only. It's an SE model. And that car looks just as perfect as Steve's Miata does.
Oh, yeah.
And has it has a lot of miles. If you know Saabs can take the mileage just like Volvos.
And it drives great. Everything works. The top goes up and down, no problem. Everything.
That
car is such a fun car to drive.
Such a great car.
And it's surprisingly quick. I remember the first time I drove that, I was like,
ooh. Is cool.
Yeah, the turbo kicks in.
Well,
it's fun. It's the same thing with the R32, though. Like, you know, you drive around the island. And
Which R32?
The one we have.
We've got 2 in the museum.
The Volkswagen and the
Skyline.
Yeah,
that's right. The Skyline. I'm sorry. I got to clarify.
Paying attention to what's in the museum.
I have to clarify, yes. But the R32, the Skyline, you drive, you putz around town. You don't really get I remember the first time I drove that. You know, you until the turbos kick in, then you're like, okay, I get it.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Because it's you're like, oh, it's fun. It's and handles well. It's kind of quick, whatever.
Yeah.
But then you actually go after it a little bit, and when those turbos, it's like, okay, now I get it.
Well, it's funny. Cool. It's funny where we're at today with turbo technology because there's a few cars, R32 GTR, Supra, RX-7, and the Saab.
Yeah,
these have introductory kind of turbo technologies.
They had a lot of power for the early '90s too.
They had all those cars except the Saab have over 300 horsepower.
Mm-hmm.
And
per the gentleman's agreement, of course.
Yeah, and what's interesting with the, you just mentioned that with especially with the R32, it was way underrated on power because they didn't want to get in trouble. Nissan didn't want to get in trouble with the Japanese market.
Right.
And so it's like, what is it? Only.
Well, yeah, it was an agreement.
Or something like that.
It was an agreement between the major companies in Japan to limit them to 276 horsepower.
276, but they most of them make over 300.
And all of those have that old school, wait, go.
Boom. Yeah.
Except for the Saab. Reading about the Saab is the most advanced car probably in the exhibition, in my opinion. And that turbo technology, it's got a very small turbo and a very high compression ratio, which spools the turbo up very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like every 4-cylinder turbocharged car today is basically
it's like
exactly the same.
twin scroll turbo and low RPM just comes on.
Yeah. It's a really cool show that shows where we were going at the time, and you look at where we landed in 2022, and it's like, oh my God, they really had the future kind of pinned down.
Well,
35 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I think you started the conversation off with the Miata, and I have a personal connection to that. That was one of the first cars that I learned how to drive stick on when I was like 14.
Oh really? Oh yeah, your uncle has one.
No,
hello.
Phone down. Phone down.
Don't cut.
Caseless life.
Did you crack the screen?
No, we're good.
Okay, that's good.
It's fine.
He's got 2 phones. He's very important.
Yep. Bat phone.
So my grandfather was actually one of the first people in Rhode Island to get a Miata in '89, a red one.
Oh wow! How'd he get it?
He
bought it.
He heard that they were.
Oh really?
Yeah.
He stole it.
Cash.
He used money.
It's just as good as money. Yeah, cash.
He heard that he had heard that this car was coming out, and he was always fond of small British sports cars, but he never really had time to kind of tinker with stuff because he was always so busy. So he saw that Mazda was coming out with the MX-5. He got one of the first ones in the state, a red one, in '89, and then he traded in the red one for a '91 British Racing Green Special Edition with the tan interior.
Ooh.
And he still has that car today, and it only has, I think, less than 25,000 miles. He has the original hardtop for it. He has the plaque that came on the inside that said him and my grandmother's name. And I think it's 192 out of 4,000. And the best part is his license plate is Miata.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
really
It's
cool.
really cool.
Nice.
And that car, learning how to drive that car when I was a kid, because he would always take me for rides in it on all the back roads, and it was just like this really fun thing to be in. Some of my earliest car memories were from that car, and then he would let me take it out after I got my license, and every once in a while I'll drive it, maybe once or twice a year, and it kind of brings back those memories when I was a kid and when I was learning how to drive. So
Are you first in line to buy it?
Not if I do.
Yeah.
no, I don't know, maybe he'll leave it to me. I would never expect that, nor want that,
I'll give him a ring. Don't worry about it.
Maybe
Dude,
Ben will call them. They're great cars. I love them.
People
They're great
don't
cars.
understand how good those cars are. And I think I mentioned it on the podcast before. I play this game in my head, like, what would be a perfect Newport car? How much horsepower does that have?
Yeah, like
And
100 horsepower.
the Miata is almost like too substantial for what Newport is.
Yeah.
It's
I
like,
don't think I've ever driven a Miata,
if
to be
you're,
honest.
let's just say if you're
I'm serious.
That or the Carrera GT.
you're missing out. Yeah, you're never driving that.
Well, it's getting serviced.
Oh,
So.
well. Maybe next episode, but don't have your hopes up.
It's going to be a little bit.
Yeah,
Sean drives the CGT, but first he drives a Miata.
dude,
Compare and contrast.
that thing at the top of third is like
Oh, they
you're going
pull.
to jail at Newport.
Yeah, they pull. They're
What,
fun.
the
Top of third.
Miata?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's plenty fast. Like, you don't need that much horsepower around here.
And they're very flickable.
They are flickable.
There's a reason why a lot of the drifters in Japan start off with a Miata, because it has a 50-50 weight distribution and it's rear-wheel drive and it's not a lot of horsepower, so you need to learn how to be able to spin the direction of the car and use your power and clutch to keep the drift going.
Are the earliest?
Awesome
are
cars.
the early ones like the ones to have?
I think so.
Definitely
yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're so direct. There's no BS between, you and the road. And Mazda really took a lot of strides to ensure that it was as direct as possible.
Yeah.
And with more
The steering is amazing in those
steering's
cars.
so
It's
good.
just like, it's so
the whole
good.
thing, it's like, I couldn't believe how good it was.
No ABS though.
No ABS.
I've had to lock up.
I was by
driving.
myself,
Yeah.
so there really was no ABS.
Just A.
It's really good.
Or a B, sorry.
Really good car. But we're really happy with the exhibition. We've gotten good feedback so far, and it's funny because it's the same comments we got with the Lanyard show, just a different age
Yeah.
group.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I remember these cars from so and so. It's like it's the same thing, but now it's chaps our
Yeah.
age as opposed to
Yeah.
older folks.
Well, you mentioned the motorcycles before. It's pretty exciting. I've driven 3 out of the 4 motorcycles in the show. So we have a Ducati 916, a Ducati Monster 4D Edition, Suzuki Hayabusa, and the Honda Rune. And I've driven the Busa and the 2 Ducatis. I haven't driven the Rune yet.
You come off as a Rune guy to me.
Yeah.
I'm a hog, my Rune. But
Take the Rune to the track.
yo, honestly,
got a flat 6.
That thing probably pulls. And when David and I were driving the bikes over to the museum, David gets on the Rune and he's like going like this. But by the time he got to the museum, he was all ecstatic. And I was like, how was it? And he was really excited. And he goes, this thing's actually really comfortable and it's got some power in it. And I can see why people would enjoy riding them. And of course, you see the video with Jay Leno when he drives his. He's like, oh, it's like riding a big, powerful sofa. Oh, yeah, right.
It's like driving a big lazy boy recliner.
But it's pretty accurate, but I feel like that would be a super fun bike to take on a 2 or 3 hour trip.
Yeah, it seems like a good road trip bike. It seems once you're up to speed, almost like what's the other big one, the Triumph that we have?
Oh, the Rocket 3.
Like once you get up to speed, it doesn't seem like you got a lot of weight to pull around.
Yeah.
It seems like
It's weighted very nicely.
Yeah.
The
It's a rare thing too. There aren't many of those.
No, they're
they
not.
go-
And people love them if they know what they.
Right.
Yeah,
even
they
if they
love
don't
them.
know what it is, people are like, whoa. It's not just like a Harley.
It's
kind of
like if they hot rodded a Goldwing.
Yes,
Like, am I wrong?
yes. No, I don't think
It's got
you're
the
wrong.
really cool headlight, and
Yeah.
it's got
the engine is epic.
Yeah.
You look at it. Of course, the headlight and the fender and the advanced suspension in the front catches your eye first. But then you look at the engine, and you're like, oh wow, okay, that's a serious motor.
Yeah.
Did you rode the Hayabusa over?
I did. That's the first time I've ridden a Hayabusa.
Busa boys, shout out
Busa boys. I didn't wear my Jordans when I rode the Busa. I should have had my J's on.
That's like a Jordan Team 5 type of bike.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the combo between the Air Force Ones
Oh yeah,
and like the
yeah,
fives.
100%.
I have no
chunky
idea what you
bottom.
guys are talking
Yeah,
about.
someone
at
will.
all.
Sneakers, but
Anthony Suze will know. Shout out Anthony again because I know
but
he
you
knows
have
what
to
I'm talking
get.
about.
They sell these little. So for like the shifter on motorcycles,
Yeah.
they sell this like little rubber like condom thing that goes over the shifter so it doesn't mess up your sneakers. Because if you ride a
No, it
motorcycle,
doesn't.
no, seriously,
So like for your toe up here?
yeah, like right here, you'll get
Yeah,
a
you get the
spot
little
that's worn
spot.
out. But they sell that for guys who want to wear sneakers, like nice sneakers.
toe condoms.
For the little shift
They have
knob.
different sizes. Or?
Oh, well, I don't know.
All right.
It's
I'm-
usually universal, works for
Oh,
most.
all right,
I don't
all
know,
right.
maybe smaller
Anyways,
for your shifter.
Don't worry
but
about it. My shifter.
but yeah, I didn't really get a chance to like open it up because again, we're in Newport.
Yeah.
But I could feel from just kind of giving it a little bit of gas through first, second, and third that once it wants to get up into the higher RPMs is when it wants to go.
Does it feel confident or is it kind of sketch?
It's a little heavy,
Yeah.
but I mean, not everyone, I shouldn't say that, but it's not designed to be a bike that you would take on the track and be flicking around. It's designed to be kind of a continent crosser and just full out going as fast as you can in a straight line. But I mean, it took turns fine. I mean, like anything else, yeah, it's over 500 pounds, but it's going to feel cumbersome when you're riding it at slow speeds. But you kind of figure out how to balance your weight, and I think with experience, it's fine. That's kind of
Yeah.
with any motorcycle.
Makes sense.
But I did enjoy getting onto the 916 again. I had ridden.
That's your baby, huh?
I did, yeah.
Like you'd sell a
was
kidney
that like
for one of
was
those,
that your
huh?
poster bike growing up or?
Yeah. That was the Ducati 916 was one of the first Ducatis that I saw. My dad took me to the Italian Motorcycle Owners Club when I was a kid, and that was like when I saw that bike, it was epic. But if you want to watch that video, you can actually watch it here for those of you that are watching in with us today. But yeah, it's a good bike.
Cool. It's crazy. That bike is nuts because you look at it from the side, like, yeah, the headlights are a little dated. Fine. You look at it from the side,
Looks like a modern bike.
it's brand new.
Looks
Yeah,
like a
it's
Panigale or
unbelievable
something.
what they were
yeah.
doing 27 years ago.
Yeah.
That was, yeah, to be putting that together, like, and bikes look very similar today is incredibly impressive.
Yeah, way ahead of its time.
Yep.
But
So, yeah, we're thrilled. I mean, the show's going really well. I love seeing the E28 M5 every day. It's like,
That's your car.
I think that's my thing. Like, I would do bad things to own one of those. But, no, it's great. And just got a lot going on right now, I think.
yeah.
You
yeah.
can feel it. MotorWeek is 2 weeks away. You can just kind of like feel the energy.
The tension.
What's weird is it's
building.
not cool yet. Like it's middle of September and it's 72 degrees out.
Yeah.
It still feels like summer.
But the first Concours, and you guys will remember, was very cold.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say the Saturday, the Cars and Coffee Day
it
was
was
cold.
brutal.
But last year was hot. The
was
day,
nice.
the
Last
day
year
of
was
the
perfect,
gathering was
yeah.
like 80 degrees, which was awesome. Right
was
there
great.
on the water at Rough Point.
We're really excited. Yeah, we're in the middle of planning, finishing all the planning for everything right now. And it's coming together. We got our first volunteer meetings this weekend.
Nice.
Sean and I are starting to get calls from trucking guys,
Yeah. So-
talking about cars we are really familiar with.
Where do we park these cars?
So what are your roles during this Motor Week, Sean, if you want to kind of talk about that?
I think there's going to be a lot.
I think that's a minute-to-minute question with Sean. It's like it changes day to day.
One-on-one with Sean O'Donnell.
Yeah. We'll be doing, obviously, a lot of the Ben Chester, myself, Ben Mercer, be doing a lot of the car coordination, whether it's collection cars, cars that are going to be in the village. There's going to be some local cars.
Talk
cool-
about the village a little bit, like what for those who don't know.
Yeah,
what
so
that is.
the at the tennis International Tennis Hall of Fame for Concours Motor Week, we put up what we call the Motor Village, where we have vendors who come across from all over the world to sell their products, and usually related to automobiles and somehow tied into the automobile world, whether it's clothes, posters, vintage items, really cool things. But we're also going to have a little kids area,
Nice.
children's area,
And some nice cars in that area.
Yeah,
as well.
exactly. And right next to that, we're going to have some cars from individuals that are close with the museum, volunteers, some cars that Ben and I have identified that we think would be good for people. You don't see these cars often.
I'm thinking of it as the close friends area.
Yeah, the
Everyone,
close friends
area.
area.
The cars and
We're all
coffee
close
regulars,
friends, but
number of our members, just
Nice.
folks who support us.
yeah, that and just dealing with the general operations. A lot of the things that we want to make sure every event runs smooth, from the
Yep.
welcome
Oh,
dinner all the way to
certainly.
the concours, the gala. There's a lot of moving parts. The gathering, of course, and behind the scenes, sometimes it can seem like it's chaos, but for the most part, what we're putting on is an incredible display, and the patrons and the spectators don't see what we see, and I think we have a team in place that, in going to other events throughout the year, we really have it down, and we know how to produce
Mm-hmm.
an extraordinarily high class show.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
it's kind of a joke. We're with last year we named it. Ben Chester, myself, and Ben Mercer were kind of the no problem team. So if there's a
No problem.
if there's
No
a
problem.
problem, we make it no problem.
Yeah,
So
we make it a no problem.
so that's kind of what we do. We're all over the
We
place.
put out fires.
Yeah. So but
Not
the main
that it has any fires.
No,
the main
no.
the main thing I'll be doing is, of course, assisting with the motorsport. Our motorsport members will be coming, so I'll be helping the members there, but of course coordinating cars and assuring that things are going smooth.
Well, I think for, you mentioned the motorsport and the motorsport members, and even the museum members, the level of value that these people get and the one-on-one attention from us, I think is really unlike anything else that I can think of. I mean, we really engage them in so many different events, not even the MotorWeek, but this is kind of the mecca and the Super Bowl of each year. And,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and if you're a car enthusiast in New England, you grew up in Jersey, but basically on the East Coast, there wasn't really anything like this before we started doing it. When I was a kid, if I wanted to go see cars, I would go up to a pop-up meet in, the Lowe's parking lot.
I would go to a dealership.
Yeah, or a car dealership, or I'd beg my parents to take me to Greenwich, Connecticut, so I could go to Miller Motor Cars, and they'd be like, okay, all
Yeah,
right.
right.
And then I would.
Can you test drive it? Can you test drive it, Dad? Please, Dad, test drive it.
Dad, please. But
We are children.
Huh?
We are children.
I used to do that. I'm telling you, I used to beg my dad to test drive
I
cars.
would love to see young Sean in action. He
I didn't-
still has the mustache. He looks the same, but he's shorter.
Because if you test drive it, you gotta
Buy
there's a
it.
chance. Dad, this is great. gotta come in with. I was selling early,
Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
No, I think you're right though. I think what separates there's a lot of concours. Let's be honest. I feel like I learn about a new concours
Oh yeah.
every week,
all the time.
But I think what really separates us and what our guests have said, and especially last year, I can't tell you how many people told me how well received they felt, how welcome they felt, how much we're willing to help them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Whether it's just
Yep.
picking when we're blasting from the gathering to the Audrain in a golf cart, and
Yep.
picking someone up
Yep.
and driving them. Like it's all about the little things like that, and what our concours, other than the spectacular field of cars, the events.
Yep.
What really separates us is the little things, and
Absolutely.
that's because anyone can replicate a concours, but it's very hard to replicate excellent customer service
and making,
giving that welcoming feeling,
making
and
all the guests feel like they're at home,
Yeah,
and really
exactly.
comfortable. And I think one of the best aspects of our volunteer training that we really nail home is that every little instance where we're communicating with guests or anybody can be controlled, and we can make sure everyone has a pleasant
Experience.
experience, and we can make sure everyone who speaks to anyone on our staff or any volunteer, it comes across very kindly and very helpful. So we really make sure we nail all those details so that the whole event comes together.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Just
We're
coming out,
also fans.
Yeah.
You know, we're there to be not only put on the event but see the cars, and
We're just as
we
excited
relate.
as
Yeah,
the
we're
people who
just
come.
as excited. It's
Yeah.
not. This isn't like it's work for us, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it's like
Yeah.
we're just as excited to
Yeah.
be a part of that and walk the field and see the cars.
Yeah.
Help the people talk to the entrants about their cars.
Yeah.
And
What?
be behind the scenes,
I know.
which is something that I never thought I'd be able to be a part of.
Yeah.
Like, when I went to Pebble Beach years ago, it seems so far
Yeah.
removed
outlandish,
from
yeah.
it seems so far removed from anything I ever thought I could be a part of.
Right. Right.
And I think that's round
That's
2.
phone drop number 2.
Phone drop 3, we get cases.
You gotta shout out Apple for making a good phone screen, because you haven't cracked it. And
I'm gonna
that's
go
like
no
a solid
com-
3
I'm
foot
gonna go
drop.
no comment to Apple about the 11, but the 12 was good.
Getting the 14
you guys,
Pro.
you guys got your act together after about 2019. I'll give you that.
So anyway, what was I saying?
Behind the
remember.
scenes stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
it's-
it's the behind the and hello Stan, we're not doing well today, are we,
no,
guys?
we're not.
Here we go.
I think my favorite moment of last year was being on the concours field, however early it was on the Sunday, and I see the 3 rally cars roll in.
Oh yeah.
It was the Lancia Delta and the Stratos, and what was the other one? The Fiat. Was it like what was the third car?
There was 3 of them, but
131.
Fiat
Yeah, it
131.
was. Yeah.
thanks, Sam.
Yeah, thank you, Sam.
Shout out
Fiat
Sam.
131. Shout out Sam. Seeing them roll onto the field and they're revving their engines,
And they just sound so good.
it's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Because I've seen them before at other events, but I've never really seen them moving or running. And I guess was the same for seeing them on the tour. But to be that close to them coming onto the field,
Those
of
cars
the breakers,
reverberate sound.
Oh,
Like
it's
you don't
just-
understand race cars until you're standing next to one and your inner eardrums are just vibrating.
yes,
And you're not hearing anything. It's just your brain is just slightly shaking.
Oh,
It's a crazy feeling. Those
We-
cars are so good.
we need to do an ABS track day of some sort with something, whether it's like
With the STO.
yeah, I'm sure.
Love your
I'm sure
ideas.
that would happen.
Keep thinking big.
Yeah.
That would be so much fun.
We'll put it on your tab.
Okay, I'll
It's your year to date.
I'll make sure to like default that credit card after. Oh, it wasn't me. I don't know what this charge is.
Yeah. But going back to Sean's point, I think, Sean, all of us have gone to Concours events now, and it's like they're great to be at, but they're so much more fun to be intrinsically involved with.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And help run and, understand all the nitty gritty. And, it's just one thing after another. For us, for 4 days, we never stop, and it's just the
Yes,
best.
but I also think, we do really, and we are obviously biased, but we've all been to a lot of we're fortunate enough to have gone to a lot of pretty spectacular events, and
Mhm.
I really truly believe that our events, because of the venues, because of
Yeah.
our location,
Because of the accessibility.
the accessibility,
It's all there.
The cars, they're
In Newport,
Yeah.
at the mansions,
Yeah,
it
we're
feels
going
like
to
it's a part of the town.
the tour is going to go on Ocean Drive this year. I mean, it's spectacular.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
And
is.
it's just, like I said, I'm biased, but I really don't think there's an event out there.
You're not biased. It's true.
But if anyone who is on the, who's thinking about coming, you should definitely come. Tickets, you can purchase tickets right here.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And right here,
Right
that was
there.
too quick. I'll
Bang.
hold it. Boom. And I can assure you that
But there's an event for everyone.
there's an event for everyone, but
Yeah.
I can assure you you'll feel welcome, you'll have fun, and you can find any one of us, and we'll be more than happy to guide you and show you where to go and things to see and a little behind the scenes.
Yeah. And here, and I think that's a good transition into our game today.
We have
Oh.
a game. I didn't know we
We
had
have
a
a
game.
game.
I take this very seriously. I don't play games.
Ben doesn't play. Ladies, Ben.
I don't play no games, ladies.
Ben don't play games.
What are we playing?
We are guessing the sounds.
This didn't go well last time.
Well,
No, it did.
you guys
Oh, they're
thought.
easier.
Oh,
you guys
Sam said
thought
they're
that
easier.
that I was cheating.
Well, you
last
did
time.
cheat.
Sam
No,
said they're easier, so
I
it's going to
didn't.
be Skodas and
I
not.
had no place at all in any of this. This is all Sam.
It's a Citron.
Sam did all of this, so we are going to guess some
sitting
Youngtimer
straight up.
sounds.
Oh yeah, no slouching, no slouching.
I'm so
no
bad
slouching.
at this sound situation.
You did pretty well. Your headlight knowledge was
That's not a sound.
Well,
spectacular.
here's the thing. I did the headlight. I figured out why you won on the headlight. This is a hot take. Because I would say the headlight, what it was, and then you would agree with me.
So you're the cheater.
So we have to write it down next time.
For when next time we play the headlight game?
Or any game. I think we have to write it down as
Okay,
opposed to say it.
I
Because
won.
we'll be like,
Doesn't matter. I won.
oh, it's a GT3. Oh, yeah, it's a GT3.
I'm good
That
at
sounds like a
this.
GT3.
It's called finesse, boys.
Does that make sense?
I am a finesser.
I think it makes sense for the people watching it. Maybe the people listening to it might have to speed this
I'm a little
up
bitter.
It sounds like you're very bitter about that.
I'm the champ. I'm the champ. Let's go.
Let's
hear
go.
it.
So if you're the champ, does that make him the chump?
No.
All right,
I don't
I'm
know,
ready
it
for some
sounds
sounds.
like he's
What are we
saying that.
doing?
If you ain't first, you're last.
You guys ready?
Yes.
First one.
RB26.
A what?
Is it a 2JZ?
Don't ask me.
Well, all right. My guess is 2JZ Supermotor.
What's a 2JZ?
It's the engine
God.
that's in the Mark IV Supra.
I'm not a car guy, I guess.
Well, Sam,
I was like-
get some headlights up
I was
here
gonna
so
say-
he can feel good about himself.
I was gonna be like Supra. You guys are like saying what pistons
engine
are in the
code.
engine.
Yeah, yeah.
Should we
do it again?
Wait. I think we should establish some rules because it does also sound like the RB26 what Ben said, but I think we should wait in like a certain there should be a countdown and then we all say our answer so we're not copying each other. To also avoid.
So Ben doesn't cheat again.
That's not fair. All right. I got it. What was it?
I didn't guess yet though.
Yeah.
Honda S2000.
It's definitely not an S2000, but okay.
With one of those turbo whistle exhausts.
I'm so bad at this. All right, go.
S2000 is like.
I know it revs really high. The V, whatever you call it.
Vitacla.
VTEC.
Vitacla.
It was an RB26.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
God
That's so
damn it.
weird. I didn't want to
Everybody
cheat.
watching out there, I'm a real car guy. I love cars.
God damn it. See?
Go.
That's one.
Next one.
All right, I got my answer.
Hear the whistle.
Do it one more time. But I have my answer.
I've come to the conclusion I don't know a lot about cars.
It's okay.
I'm just kidding.
That's okay.
Is it like a
I got my answer.
Volkswagen?
All right, I have my answer.
1, 2, 3.
RX-7.
RX-7.
I love Sean.
Was an RX.
I knew it.
That's 2.
I knew it.
Nice
I'm up.
job, Sean.
I'm up. We'll give it to you. Let's go. Let's go. Steve is looking good with those glasses on.
Finally, naturally aspirated. It's a motorcycle, right? Say I'm very good at this.
I got it.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Wait. I'm going to
That's
say.
not how 1, 2, 3 works.
Yeah.
I know. Wait. Play it one more time.
This is so easy.
It's
Obviously,
It's a Formula One car. We can all agree on that.
I thought it was a Taurus.
I thought it was a Formula 2 car. But
No, it's a Formula
Just
One
kidding.
car. Is it? I mean, I'm
1, 2, 3.
V10
F310B.
F2004.
So a V10 Ferrari, or is that a
Yeah.
V8?
V10.
So it's not the F310B. I knew it wasn't the
I
F310B.
That's
only
not
said
specific
310B
enough.
because we have a 310B.
I said the Formula One car.
I said it was the
All right,
Formula
next.
1 car. Fine. Prick.
It was a car. Oh, count it.
Mike, it's got 4 wheels. Yeah, I have my answer.
I think I got this one.
I have my answer.
E30 BMW.
Can
One.
you do the countdown?
I'm like the
2,
moderator here.
3.
Honda
S2000.
S2000.
Say it.
S2K.
I'll give it to you. It's a Type R.
Oh.
Honda.
Was it an S2000 Type R or Honda Type R?
Civic.
Civic Type
Oh,
R?
Civic
Same
Type R.
engine.
Same engine. Okay. All right.
My friend's
all right.
got that engine in his Del Sol. B16.
I love the Del Sol,
That
dude.
thing is fast.
I love
dude.
those little
160
things.
horsepower.
So cool.
He's got that thing revved to 9,200 revs. Take the top off.
They kind of sound like Ferraris. Like, I know it's kind of a sacrilege,
great. No,
but
it's-
but like 4-cylinder, like high revving VTECs sound like
People
Ferraris.
sleep on Hondas. They are some of the greatest engineered cars on the planet.
And
Those mid-90s
they're
twin cams, they are reliable. Except for the Japanese ones, they're expensive. They're reliable, I guess, but
Yeah.
you got overnight parts
Yeah.
and stuff.
This fool's running a Honda 2000. Oh. Play that again, please.
This is,
That's interesting.
it's not a Tesla.
Sounds like a V6.
I got my answer.
I've got no clue.
I got my answer. 1, 2, 3. Lotus
Supra.
Evora.
It was a Busso V6.
A what?
A what?
The Alpha V6 from like the 80s
Oh, yeah,
to the
yeah.
2000s.
Sam did say he was making it
That was
easier
my
this
second
week,
guess.
so. That was my second guess. The Busso boys beat the Bussa boys. Let's see how this one goes down.
Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa. Steve still got the sunglasses on.
That sounds exactly the same as the last one.
I have my answer.
I don't have an answer on this one. I don't know.
I'm just the moderator because I have no idea what's. I have no idea.
You're really good at it.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. LFA.
It's not an
Ooh,
LFA. It's not an LFA.
Sam.
What did you guess?
Is it an R33?
It was a Murcielago.
Murcielago.
Murcielago?
That was close.
But,
Stock exhaust.
but not shifting at red line, short shifting. Interesting.
What
Okay.
do we need an asterisk? This car
Yeah.
did not rev all the way out.
Hey, they have a very different sound
Hey.
at the top end than they do at the bottom.
Hey,
Well, you didn't get it anyway, so.
Hey Barry, how many points do you have? Oh wait, fucking 0.
it's getting hot.
Who won? So
Last one.
Ben Chester clearly won that one as moderator.
I think I was a close second.
Close second. I
Well,
was
there's
very
only two
close.
people playing.
I was very close third.
Barry was a close third.
That was fun. I enjoyed doing that.
Yeah.
That was fun. It was good.
I
A
think
little competition with the boys.
I think we got to improve though, or just
yeah.
find another game.
Well, that is fun. But we got some exciting guests coming too.
we do.
Believe it or not,
We have some good guests
Thrilled.
coming.
We have some fun guests coming. We're gonna have some good conversations, and
We've
we're
got a
looking
lot. We'll
forward
have a
to-
lot of stuff to talk about in about
Yeah.
2.5 weeks.
We do. We do. So I think that's a good place to end.
yeah.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. For those of you watching, click that subscribe button, press the notification bell, write in the comments what you enjoyed about this, play along with the game, see if you got the same answers as Ben Chester did, or if you got the same answers as Sean. So hope you enjoyed it. We'll catch you in the next one.